Okay, people, let's have a quick rundown of what you've seen so far in episode 1 of The Feedback Loop. Robert seems to struggle with challenging directly. Meanwhile, Sarah has a hard time caring personally. What a pair! Elmer is obsessed with Sweden and Sfjorn, the time-traveling wood nymph from the Black Forest of Flarmpen. He's gonna make this luminous team practice radical candor, like it or not. Dale, Greta, Curtis, and Taylor are all showing the negative effects of a lack of radical candor in the workplace. The results? Unhappy people and a disaster of a meeting with their key client, Practico. The day starts over again, but things aren't much better. Radical candor is a challenge, and Robert and Sarah are hardly practicing. Things quickly fall apart again with Practico, and our heroes start the day all over again. So, what do we need to look out for in episode 2? Episode 2 is about soliciting criticism. There are a few things I know for sure, but one of them is that we are all making mistakes we are unaware of, and the only way to become more aware of these mistakes so you can fix them is to ask others what you're doing wrong. Trouble is, we don't really want to know what we're doing wrong. That's what makes soliciting criticism so hard. As you watch, think about what Sarah and Robert could have done differently. Think about good and bad ways you've seen people ask for feedback. And after you watch, don't forget to activate your after-episode action plan to test your knowledge. All right, let's get radical.
Radical candor will help you do the best work. Care, challenge, This is the willingness to piss people off. To build a culture of radical candor, the first thing you need to do is to solicit criticism. But the very last thing your team wants to do is to criticize their boss. So you need to come up with a go-to question that shows you actually want to hear what people think. After you ask that question, expect some awkwardness. You need to embrace the discomfort. When you get a little bit of criticism, you need to listen with the intent to understand, not just to respond. Finally, reward the candor. People take a big risk when they criticize their boss, and if you do not reward that risk richly, you will never get the criticism that you need in order to grow as a leader.
Okay.
No.
Let's get radical.
Marcy's blowing up on social. I read about it.
Dale, shh, let me think. Robert and I need to talk. 1 o'clock.
I hope Robert tells her about the meeting times, because she definitely didn't download the latest version of Slap. Gen Xers, man.
Yeah, am I right, Jennings?
So no thank you necessary. It's what I do. Ready, Candy? What do you guys think?
Give us a second.
Oh.
We're repeating the same day over and over. You're a nerd, Theory?
I'm not a nerd.
But I can tell you have a theory. What's happening?
Okay, where do we keep starting over?
Elmer talking about radical candor.
Okay, I think that's the key to this whole thing. Elmer said that radical candor will keep us from making the same mistakes over and over.
Seagull!
We have to practice radical candor. Don't worry, I took notes. Do you remember the go-to question?
I don't have the bandwidth, Robert.
Where are you going?
I'm getting out of here.
Sarah, please don't.
You have to care personally.
This is Sfjorn. Let's get radical.
Say something little.
Let's get radical.
Radical candor.
Sweden. Let's get radical.
So, go-to question?
Embrace the discomfort, listen with the intent to understand, and reward the candor. Let's practice.
Okay, do you have any feedback for me?
Wrong. Sarah, we're management. They don't want to criticize us. You have to ask a question that demands an answer other than, no, boss. Everything's fine.
Oh, okay, poster child for radical candor. Show me how it's done.
Thanks for coming in, Sarah. I know you're very busy. Would you like a glass of water? So, what can I do to make things easier for you in your day today?
Wow, that's good. You do that and you're gonna nail it 100% of the time.
So, what can I do to make things easier for you in your day today?
What are you talking about? Does it seem like things aren't easy for me? Do I appear to be struggling? I'm struggling.
Oh no.
Good grief, Greta, will you please stop? No, stop right there and answer this question. What could I have done this week to help you feel more successful?
Oh, you already do so much to make me successful. But if I had to give an answer, I've been spending a lot of my time on strategy, which is, I know, Curtis's job, but I really have a passion for it, even though I get frustrated that I'm doing someone else's work for them and blah, blah, blah. Am I making any sense here?
Yes.
Oh.
Thank you for the candor. I did all the things.
How did she react?
No idea. How'd it go with Taylor?
I didn't anticipate her response and panicked.
You asked the go-to question, though. I think we did enough.
Greta, way to have my back in there.
I did have your back. Thanks for the complete lack of credit.
Mountains of nope.
Sarah, I know I slap isn't working for you.
Now is certainly not the time, Dale.
My profiteroles!
Well, most people don't realize, although they sell the Halpin in the U.S., it doesn't compare to the craftsmanship that you'd find at any mobile farm. That's Swedish furniture store. Oh, here comes the team.
I'm sorry. It's a new watch.
Test the lead levels in our yard soil this weekend? I know the heirlooms have been a little brackish. Also, I'd really like to learn how we could have retained the business.
Well, I don't know. I was promised blintzes.
They're called profiteroles, and they got smashed.
That sucked worse than the weather at Gullah I had VIP 10 access, no bag.
What were you people thinking? After all the work I put into those?
Again, good thing we wasted an hour on that radical candor training.
Well, it's only a waste if we don't practice. Otherwise, we'll keep making the same mistakes
mistakes
over and over and over.